Hello and welcome back again to Friend or Farewell. The show which kind of started off as me trying to do like a platonic version of Smash or Pass, but now it's just turned into me talking about like what I like in character designs and stuff. Oh, how far we've come! We've like flanderized our own product. Volo from Pokemon Legends Arceus. Okay, character-wise, don't like the guy at all. Design-wise, might be able to have more to say about it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, when you play this game, this guy is not what he seems when you first meet him. He is in fact a second thing. A lot of people felt like they really liked him. They thought because he's a handsome guy, and a lot of people really liked him. And then, weirdly enough, a lot of people who liked him because he was handsome seemed to not feel bad when he changed his personality completely after a twist, and they liked him more. But this isn't like asexual person criticizes non-asexualism. So obviously that point of difference, like that's just a fundamental difference in like I just don't get pretty designs or the idea of why someone might be more attractive if they are. I'll cut that. I said things that might spoil a twist relating to this guy, but let's just say I don't understand why he became more popular after the twist, whereas for me I just felt like sad when the twist happened. But going just on the design, like I feel this design is really good, and then I feel it's a bit of a letdown this design wasn't really used for anything. Because like, that's the thing, he was always set up, like, he's introduced, like, he's part of the merchant guild, but then he never does any merchanting in the entire game. It's just like, there are other characters who have this design, this uniform, who actually do act as merchants in the game, but they're all just like regular NPCs which have like no story content or anything. I feel like the entirety of his plot might have worked better if they actually did like literally give him the role of a merchant in the plot. Like it would have made you get more attached to him at first, and it would have like I don't know, made him more of an excuse for why he just randomly appears around the place and is like hey, I'm probably important to the plot somehow. Like you can tell because I am just appearing whenever anything important happens. But the design, I do like it. Like, there's not so much you can compare it to. Like, you can't really tell he's a merchant just from looking at it. If anything, that design, like, it kind of looks like, I guess, like a mechanic crossed with, like, a camper. And then, like, it's hard to make out, like, what details are which. But the colours are really good. Like, that mix of, like, that blue and then that yellow and that white and the highlights and stuff. It looks really good. And then also the mix of, like, different patterns and stuff. It's like, that kind of eclectic, like, aspect to it does kind of communicate merchant. Because, like, otherwise you would just think, like, he's a hiker and that's the reason why he's wearing a big bag. But the fact that the big bag has, like, different materials and stuff, and it makes you feel like maybe he is selling these different and varied things. Because, like, there's not much reason for a hiker to be going out carrying, like, a bunch of really fancy materials. Unless they're a very fashionable hiker. Maybe it's the hiker from Sun and Moon. Also, I really like that floofy hat. Like, I would want to wear that in like real life. The combination of the colours and just how like poofy floofy it is, and how it's got a little cap at the front, that's just really cute looking. It's a bit of a shame though that plus the backpack also having stripes in a similar colour to the yellow on his clothes makes it hard to notice that he has a little hair bun on. I also really like the floofy sleeves, and like how well drawn the floofy sleeves are with like the little button in them, because like there's a button exactly like that on the neck pillow thing that originally started like me making my Dr. Snap plushie. It was originally like I was just like I had a pink neck pillow, and it has like you know, a travel pillow full of like memory foam and stuff, and it has like those little clippies on to like stick it around your neck, and like it was originally, I was just gonna like customize it. It was pink, and I thought like, oh, I'll just draw a little Dr. Snap face on it, and then it led to like a long multiple years project to like make a giant Dr. Snap plush, and like 1% of the fabric of the original neck pillow is even in the design anymore. But that's an off topic entirely. I would say I like how they drew the button on that, because that is just how like a button looks on like a really poofy thing like that when it's poofed in. It makes it look more poofy by the fact it has a little thing like poofing into the poof, if that makes any sense. Like it's like if you have like a sheep and you have take like a finger and you poke the poof, it makes the poof look even more floofy poof, because like now you have a place of comparison that it's like slightly squished in. I'm not making a lot of sense. Also, I really like how the apron, how it ends in like those weird little circle patterns. It reminds me of like the interface design I was trying to do for my proposed idea for Dr. Snap visual novel, which again one of my very many fandom projects which never got off the ground because I lack the skills to make it. But drawing up the mock-up ideas was very fun, so that's what it reminds me of. Also, I really like how it's got like subtle like I was gonna say asymmetrical, but it's not. But it's like 5 different asymmetrical things within an asymmetrical design. How it's got like no dot dot no dot no dot 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 dot, etc etc. I like that. That's good. Also the fact that they look like Dr. Snap's eyes. I'm going slightly off topic. Oh, one thing I also like, one thing that makes the design immediately communicate hiker to me is the fact that it has an extra belt around the waist. Like, you usually only tend to see that on, like, hiking backpacks, but it would make sense that a merchant who, like, carried their wares mostly in a backpack would have, like, the extra straps, like, specifically a hiking backpack, because they are carrying a lot of heavy stuff. And I like how the design has, like such a unified colour scheme, and just how everything goes really well on it. I do feel like kind of a problem though is that it looks a bit too modern for the setting. Like, nothing about this says ancient Japan merchant. It doesn't even say merchant in general. If I was going to say anything, he looks like a truck stop operator. Like, he legit, like, the closest character I can rate to him in fiction is, like, the truck stop character from Persona 4. So it does seem kind of weird how, like, it's not even just this one man, but, like, a whole group of people in this ancient Japan setting who all wear, like, realistic, like, modern-day, like, car mechanic jumpsuits. With a bunch of that's probably why the design looks a bit odd to me, is how it's a very car mechanic type look, but then it's got, like, all these floofy extra things and, like, an apron on it and stuff like that. Things that would not actually be useful for a car mechanic job. But like, none of this is necessarily useful for a merchant job either, and it just does seem like one of those cases of, like, we made a design that looks cool and it doesn't necessarily fit the plot role or anything. Like, it honestly reminds me a bit of, like, it makes me wonder if it was a situation like what happened with, like, some of the early Dragon Quest games, where I've heard apparently the reason why sometimes designs don't really necessarily fit the character at all is because, like, Akira Toriyama would, like, throw a bunch of designs at them, and he wouldn't be, like, told what to draw. He would just be like, oh, we need some characters for this, and he wouldn't really know the role the characters were gonna have. There's quite a few cases in the art books where it's just like monster number 5 or, like, boss second form, and then, like, they were rejected because, like, the developers decided, like, what the boss and the monsters are actually gonna be and stuff like that. So it does make me wonder if it's a situation like that, where just like, this was just one of many, like, leftover character outfit designs, and then they just sort of, like, gave it to the Ginkgo Guild for, like, some reason. Like honestly, if you told me this was a design that was rejected from, like, Sword and Shield or, like, any of the actual modern era Pokemon games, I would believe you. Aside from it not fitting the setting, this is a really good design, but I cannot in good conscience say friend to it, because the character himself I don't like. Since the point of this whole channel is to judge him on designs, I'm going to go friend in design. Oh, and by design, I'm talking about the outfit here, because, like, the context is that this is the same outfit everyone in the whole Ginkgo Guild wears. And this guy, after he does get this particular plot difference twist thing that happens, he does get his own design of him in, like, let's say casual wear to, like, avoid all spoilers being said. But you do get to see him in, like, what he would like to wear, and he looks very different, and that design I don't like as much. I do really like the uniform for the Ginkgo Guild, even if it does not fit the plot role of the Ginkgo Guild. Like, these guys, this design would actually work better with the thing they revealed in the Scarlet and Violet trailers, how, like, Pokemon centers now, they're set up, like, drive-through shops. Like, this design literally it would look really well for, like, a uniform for like, the mobile Pokemon center people. Like, that would be really cool. Oh, also, to go back to Volo himself, here, for context, Pokemon Legends Arceus, because it's a game set in the past, you see a lot of characters who are, like, ancestors or relatives of modern characters, and I do think Volo's design works really well in that context, because he's supposed to be an ancestor of a character in the modern games whose name is Cynthia, and she just looks literally exactly the same as this, but she's a girl, and that's one thing I really, really liked in Pokemon Legend Arceus, is that they didn't take the lazy, like, overly stereotyped way of, like, going, like, here's a girl version of character. Like, they weren't just like, oh, like, boy version can be whatever you want, but the girl version is just, like, a sexy, thin version of whatever it was. Like, becoming girl instantly makes you, like, fit supermodel stereotypes. It's very stupid. I'm glad they totally avoided that, and, like, literally the characters do just look like, this is what so-and-so's, like, grandpa might have looked like if you think that anime trope of, like, your grandpa looks exactly the same as you, rather like in real life. Obviously they don't. Like you can totally have resemblance to your family, but like not everyone is good. That's also one thing I really liked in Legends Arceus. There was a variety of ways that like the ancestor characters were created. Like you had some which did look like very similar to the characters in modern day, but like were a different gender or a different age or something. And then you had ones which like looked like a mashup of like two characters, and they could be like an ancestor of both of them, or ones that like looked very different, but you could still tell like that they're related and stuff like that. Or even ones which like took like traits and mixed and matched them up between characters. Like the ancestors, my favourite character in Generation 4, Karen from Team Galactic, he actually had two ancestors, which I found was interesting, because like, it is unlikely that you would only ever meet one ancestor of everyone. But yeah, he had two ancestors, and one of them looks exactly like him, but has completely the opposite personality, and one of them looks less like him, but does have a similar personality. And then, they both live across the street from a guy who has exactly the same personality and is not related to either of them, which I found really funny. Ginter, who is Volkner's ancestor, who is also part of the Ginkgo Guild, and I think he's the boss of it because it has a similar name to him. But he has like the same personality as Karen from the original game. He's like a con man, merchant guy who like overcharges for everything and really likes money. And like I just found that so funny. It's like in ancient times, I lived across the street from a guy who will like cosmically project his personality into my future grandson. There's no particular reason behind why I went on a tangent there, but I just did. That was fun. Anyway, I've gone totally off topic there, so to wrap this up and to not just go on a ramble about Pokemon Legends Arceus in general, my rating for this guy... That was a bit of a shame how, like, the Ginkgo Guild had, like, no presence in the game, and that combined with, like, how Volo himself never did any merchanting, it really didn't feel like he was part of them at all, and it didn't feel like, they never comment on anything about what happens with him. You never actually even see him on screen with them, so to me, I think it was unclear whether he actually even was part of them, or if he was just, like, wearing a disguise to pretend to be part of them because of part of his plan or something. But anyway, Geld from Slime Diaries. Is that a spin-off of the My Life Reincarnated as a Slime thing? Because I tried, like, reading the first volume of that, and, like, I don't know if it's any different, if it's, like, the anime adaptation is less bad or anything. The first volume of that in the manga, like, it was kind of weird and, like, sexualized and strange sometimes, and I just got put off of it because, like, I literally just wanted to read a manga about, like, hey, a guy got turned into a monster and now he's having a funny and silly time. It also, like, ruined the potential of, like, the whole story of, like, the whole point of, like, a story of, like, I've got reincarnated as the weakest monster and, like, I'm gonna figure out how to, like, continue to fight good using my smartness rather than my physical abilities. It was totally wasted because, like, this and, like, every other like, manga that spun off of it in the same sort of, like, mini genre of popularity, they all just, like, went for, like, oh, I'm a slime and, like, and because I'm so amazingly smart, I figure out things that nobody ever else could, and I gain, like, 50 bazillion powers and, like, reincarnate into a humanoid, like, immediately, and then, like, blah 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 blah. I have a secret super hack cheat skill because I'm just so destined good from how good and great I was back when I was a human. It's just like, yeah, I gotta go off topic. Anyway, I hope that if it's like the same one that is, then I hope that the anime was, like, less bad. But anyway, let's talk about this character and not wherever he comes from. Because for all I know, I could just be misremembering the name of what it is, and it's actually a totally different thing. Now, this character, I love him. I love him immediately. I know nothing about him, and I immediately love him. This image is great to show him off. I like how to clarify at the bottom, like, I mean the pig man, not the a million children he loves and cherishes. Because, oh my gosh, this is, like, the best image to make you immediately love a character. Like, oh my gosh, I love him. I love the design so much. It's like a big old chumby, like Piggle smooch, and so many arms for to hug the children's, and I just, like, friend. Oh, maybe I'm being a bit too hasty in saying friend, because, like, his design itself is not too particularly complex or unique, but he does literally radiate friend energy, and I always do love a trope of, like, a character who, like, has design traits that are often, like, treated as, like, only for evil villain people and stuff like that, and just gets to be, like, kind and loving, like how it is in real life. How people look isn't going to determine whether they're evil or not. There are thousands of bazillions of people who, like, look pretty or whatever, and actual like literal criminals. Like there's cases of, like, people who, like, use it to their advantage to like people who are pretty, and they would lure in victims by like seducing them and stuff like that, and like situation where like they would blame it on like someone who looks more stereotypically like air quotes like a criminal, to put it that way. So yeah. But as for his design, his outfit is pretty simple. He'll just kind of just wear like a shirt and pants, and then we put some bandages in places around the place, and a cloak, and it's nice. And I like the cloak is like all like segmented. It looks like one of those Devo hats, or like a Toblerone or something. Maybe this is the material that Grahatia's pants were made out of. I do think that the colour scheme is really good though. Like you've got black and white, and then you've got like black, white, and gold is like a really good looking colour scheme. And then I really like how they pick like this like nice brown colour to be for his fluffy pig skin, because that works very good. Like it complements well with the yellows. So like usually black and gold is used for like a cool badass colour scheme, like it's like all black and all gold, and then like the white and the gold are used as like highlights to like highlight how badass you are, and it's even more badass than just wearing a black coat. Speaking of which, Wesker, whatever your name is, put some of this design energy into you. but yeah, and I like having like the complementary colour of his fluffiness complementing the colours rather than like working against them and highlighting them, like how you would expect like a black and gold colour scheme to work. It just like immediately visually tells you more like this guy is just like he's a nice dude, and just like how we've drawn him being all round and chumby and lovely. It's just like it's nice. Like you have like a big old buff spooky orc guy, but you can immediately tell he's not actually bad in any way. He uses his buffness powers to hug the children and to protect the children, and I don't know anything about his personality or the plot or anything, but just from this image alone, I know he is like the best ever, and I just want to hug him. And I love me a good scrunkly monster man who is good to the children. But yeah, not too much to say about this design because it is just like quite as normal, like I guess like anthropomorphic pig person, and he is just wearing a shirt and pants. But it's a really well executed like this design, and from what I can tell, his personality is really good regardless of whether his design is good or bad. So yeah, friend. Maybe I'll give this a medium, because but the design itself, not necessarily what's making me go friend, but the friend energy is making me go friend. But that's not what Friend of Farewell is about. It's about judging people on designs. So yeah, you can be freedium. Also, while I'm at it, I like the colour schemes that they've done for all these, I don't know, like, goblin children or, like, orc children. Not sure what species they are, but I do like I say, just looking at this, they've done a good job at showing, like, a variety of colour schemes. Because you do tend to see that sometimes in, like, fantasy designs and stuff. It's like humans can have, like, a variety of skin tones and stuff, and then, like, all the other races, they always just look like one thing. Like, that's why I like in MMOs when they do actually let you have like a slider. It's like hey, orcs can be like green or like more lighter green, more yellowy green, and like blue and stuff like that, rather than just like no colour selection whatsoever for this particular race. That is a bit of a shame whenever you're playing a game which lets you play as different species, and then like one of them has much less options, so no one will pick it even if it looks really cool. Eden Eternal, that MMO, I really dislike that, because in that game you could play like a whole bunch of like animal people, but every single one of them, like you sacrificed the ability to have any customization at all if you played it. It was literally, it made no sense. Every animal person, they could only be male gender. Like, I mean, excuse me, frogs can be boys in real life. Like, a cat can be a boy, and a cat can be a boy and a girl and everything, and like. Why exactly would it be like every other, like, regular, ordinary, human world animal doesn't have gender, only humans do? Very strange, very strange. Also, you couldn't wear hats at first. I think they did update that certain ones could wear hats and others couldn't. But anyway, what was I on about? That's why I like in this one, they've shown, like, a variety of, like, it's clearly doing a thing where, like, this particular species has, like certain colours that they are, but they've shown a wide variety of them. Like, you have the hair ranging from, like, lightish purpley sort of lilac-y grey to like very purple to like very grey, and then you have obviously have like the skin tones, like there are light and dark skin tones here, but even though everyone's still green. I like that. It shows a level of thought put into like the world building of the races and stuff like that, rather than just like here's 50 NPC models, 49 of them are humans, and like we have one for whatever this other race is. So I think that adds up. I'll give a friend to all of it. I'll combine the combined design and energy of these two groups of characters. I'll give them a friend for all. Also, just I would feel bad not saying friend about this friend who is literally pictured in this image being a friend. To all of the friends! Oh, the Hello Charlotte characters! Oh, Summon Daisy has put this in, definitely. Oh, Daisy's actually signed it, yay! I don't think anyone else has signed which ones they put in, so I do get a bit confused sometimes not knowing who put them in, but I didn't ask people to put their name on them, so that's my fault for not thinking about it. Anyway, I could immediately tell it was you, Daisy, because Hello Charlotte is like the game that only you like in our Discord. And I'm sorry, I always feel guilty about not liking, but I'm just not personally, I don't really have a stomach for playing horror games. I get like very easily spooked. But these character designs, like, I really do like how complementary their colour schemes are. Charlotte Wiltshire is the girl, and Seth is the guy. And I think from what I was telling you about, Charlotte is the main character, and there's like a bunch of different versions for her from different dimensions. And then Seth is like a friend of like some sort of like deity type character who can like travel between the different dimensions. And I'm not really very sure because, like, again, I don't have much experience with this series, but I do like how they have a complementary colour schemes. I'm not sure why they have the complementary colour schemes, whether it's just like to signify that they are friends, like design wise, or if it is actually some sort of thing that happened in the universe, and this is like them in like the Prime universe or something. They have the similar colours, and then like the different Charlottes have different colours to signify the different Charlottes. And that would make sense to me as a design choice to do it. But I've got to say, the designs, I don't have too much to say about them because they are just quite simple designs. They are just like people, and there's not too many accessories or anything particularly outlandish about their outfits. But I do really like how the colour schemes are used complementary. Like, here you have Charlotte, she's wearing a very like ordinary and normal outfit with like white and yellow on it, and then like the deity type guy has like a more deity type outfit with like his fancy metal undershirt type necklacey type thing, and like the glowy heart eyes and everything, and like his colours being like similar to hers despite the fact that they're so very, very different, and like from different worlds and everything. It just does really sell like the friend energy. I have no idea what their story is, but I do get that they are friends. Also, I just appreciate how like they have like the same colour scheme despite being of different races. Like, it's just such a good idea. Like, you do often like see like if we're having like a limited color scheme to a cast or something, people would tend to have like every character would have the color scheme in like the same places and stuff like that, if that makes any sense. And it would be like, we're not going to mix it up in any way. Two characters, same color scheme, different races. And what they did is they mixed up where the parts of the color scheme went on the designs to make them visually look like consistent in terms of like aesthetics, but not the same, because like obviously, like, depending on if you change up one colour in the design, the other colours around it are going to look different, like better, good or bad, depending on where you put them in relation to that colour. So I feel like they did take that into account. Like honestly, he looks really good with like the gold and whatever it is. Like I'm not sure if it is like a metallic like necklace neck piece, or if that is like an armour thing that he's wearing underneath a big cloak. It is a bit hard to tell in this picture where like you don't see the full part of his design because he's carrying her. But yeah, I feel like that works really well with his skin tone, because it is like it sort of like goes into it. If I mean, I'm not thinking good of words, but like, no, that's what I mean. I like for his design, his like he's more gold than she is, and he's more like a mostly gold color scheme, like in a white outfit, whereas she's a mostly white color scheme in an outfit with yellow highlights on it. So it kind of like feels like they are like reverse ways of like doing the same colour scheme. And I think that's really neat, honestly. And you can see he's got like yellow inside his suit, so it does really feel like he's like an overflowing like yellow sunny character, and then he's wearing a white cloak over it. Whereas with her, it feels like she's an overwhelmingly like white, empty, blank type character, but then she's bringing in a bit of sun into her life. And like maybe that represents a like, she's a character who's gone through a lot of trauma, and then like she's holding on to a friendship with this guy, and like the yellow is symbolising him, because it really does feel like the yellow is more part of his design than hers. Because like you have like a white and yellow character, and you have a yellow and white character, if that makes any sense. Like you can even see his hair colour is like slightly more yellow, whereas hers is white all over, and then like her shirt colour is like a yellow tinted white. And it is really good. It's good. I just really like that. And I'm sorry I went on talking so much about that, because that is really all I can comment about the design, because they do just seem like two quite ordinary people in quite ordinary outfits, but the way they creatively use like minimalist colour to convey all this stuff is really good. Also, just Seth, the guy, he looks and radiates friend energy. Same as the last one, absolutely radiates friend energy. I love this picture, I love this pose, and it must have been very hard to draw this pose, because oh my gosh, but I love this. He gives the same dad energy as the previous do. I reckon if they met, they would be best friends. I really like the little heart-shaped pupil. That's such a good design too. Like, I really like about his design, it's like he gives some sort of sense of like he's off and he's magical in some way, but it's not immediate. Like, if you glance over him, you think, oh, that's just an ordinary dude, and then you come back and go, oh, wait a second, because like I said, he's got like an armor type thing around his neck, but it could just be mistaken for like a pattern on his shirt or something, or like a necklace, and it like you don't immediately see that his pupils are like glowing little heart shapes. That's just so cute. Like, is he a nice guy? Is he a dad? I don't know, but he should be. Oh, I just noticed, like, Charlotte's little buttons on her shirt sleeve shaped like music notes. I don't know if that's relevant to the character in any way. If it is, that might be a foreshadowing. If it's not, maybe I'm noticing something that doesn't make any sense. Also, I don't know why, but that aesthetic of like having that long sleeve type shirt with like a high waisted skirt type thingy like that also makes me think of like musician type outfit. So I don't know. Maybe I've seen too many things where like a ghost girl playing the piano tends to look like that in like Japanese horror and stuff. Is this game Japanese? I don't know. I think I'll give him a combined friend. Because, like I said, individually their designs look pretty simple. Combined together, like, with that, like, really, the colour scheme coherence is a thing that really stands out and really, like, highlights the design for me. It looks really great. Oh, he's lifting her up on his shoulders so they can be a friend together. A combined friend! They're combining like a Voltron! Super combining robot! Dad and daughter power! Wah! Wario! It's me! I know nothing about Mario, I've played no Mario games, and I already love Wario and Waluigi. Like, 999%, like, absolute Scrunglow is way more appealing to me. Wario, I like his design better than Mario. Like, Mario is just like a rather generic, like, cartoon guy. He looks like a mascot for, like, a food place or something. Maybe he just looks like that because I've seen so many like takeaway places with like rip-off Mario mascots. I don't know if he was actually like this kind of design was actually popular as like brand mascots before Mario, or if it's just something that happened after. But yeah, he does just give that energy. It's just like it's just a guy and he does some stuff. He's a very cute version of a guy who just does some stuff. Like, I have no negative feelings to Mario, but I also just have like no feelings to Mario, to put it that way. Kind of a design that you just glance past. And I can't really decouple myself from the fact that Mario is a design that's been around like literally forever since before I was born. So I have no idea how people would have first perceived him in like a world where that design hadn't been done before. But anyway, going back on that, Wario has also been like around. Like, I don't know if he like I don't know when exactly in the series they added Wario to the series, but like I think he probably has also been around since before I was born, or like very early in my childhood at least. But I feel like despite that he still like stands out a lot because he's not like a commonly used character in like other stuff. Like in fact, these kind of designs like you see like so many like similar to Mario characters. You don't see very many similar to Wario characters. Is it Wario or Wario? I don't even really know. Like Wario or Wario, I don't even know because like I am not into this franchise. And that's the thing, is like even as someone who doesn't play Mario games, I'm still like constantly like oversaturated by like Mario the character as an existence. Like, I'm sick of that design. Yet the fact that you still like see you're constantly saturated with like Wario everywhere as like a meme and everything. And I'm not sick of his design. His design is awesome. He's just a little scrunkly little dude. He's like a vampire of some sort, I think, with like the ears and stuff and all that. But he's like a classic vampire. It's like, I like classic vampires. I like when they're scrunkly and they have like actual bat traits and stuff like that. Or like mad scientist, like Igor type characters. I really like that. I like a good scrunkly character. I really like Like for so long, I went like all the character design traits I like are like ones that are only given to villains and stuff, and that's just really annoying. And I just I like Wario because he is still a villain, but he's like he gets to be like a funny character. He's like a funny, harmless villain, and then like he has some spin-off games where he's a good guy and stuff. And like he has spin-off games where he's wearing various different outfits, and like they all suit him just as well, and it's lovely. And it's got like little wizard shoes. I never even noticed he had little wizard shoes. Like I'm just everything about his design, like it literally screams like onions and garlic. Isn't that his thing? Like garlic is like his like associated food. I don't know if it's like his favorite food or like his logo or something. Like his design really does just like scream garlic from the fact that he looks like a vampire, but like a very scrunkly vampire who's like the opposite of what most vampires are. So it would make sense he like eats garlic instead of like being afraid of garlic. This is what happens if a vampire is so powerful they can defeat garlic. And I love how like all these like traits of his design being so like scrunkly and like extreme are on this framework of just the same type of character as Mario. He works really good at just like generic mascot man gone bad. It's really good. Oh wait, maybe that's why garlic is his thing, because his nose kind of looks like a garlic clove. Also, I really like the zigzag mustache. It's just really cute and endearing. And I love like how they made his face like so over designed and full of distinctive features to make it find like his outfit is just like barely designed at all. It is just the same as Mario's, but like colour swapped. And you know what I said about like purple and gold, they go well together. And I love how like the way they show he's an evil Mario is just like having him be like drawn like more semi-realistically. Like obviously he's not realistic at all, but like Mario like he's a little fat guy, and then like the way he's drawn is just like lumpy, soft, like no detail given whatsoever. And like here we have like here's a little fat guy, and we've drawn him with like little knobbly elbows and like more amount of lines around where he's fat to be more fatter, despite being exactly the same level of fat. Like I guess like his shoes are drawn smaller compared to his body size to like overemphasize the fact that he's fat. Like he's slightly shorter than Mario too. So like they have like the same body proportions, but like it is the way of Mario's story, like the way of Wario's story is like more like that's what it is, character. That's what I'm talking about. When you have like the realistic face and then the very unrealistic body, but then like here you also have like realistic elbows and stuff like that. Like comparatively speaking, he has like more realism put into him than Mario. I love how that's such a weird way to approach the idea of like an evil character design. Like that's what I really like, is like they didn't just go evil character design, but like throwing out like commonly used stereotypes of an evil character design. They invented their own like definition of what an evil character design is in the Mario universe. Like that's how it is. Like whenever people draw like a parody of it, they put like Y in front of the character name. They don't just go like this is my character, like evil Ash from Pokemon. It's like Wash or something. If you want to do like a Mario style evil version of a character, it would be a Wah character. Like it's so iconic that people specifically draw a Wah character as opposed to any other like evil like mirror duplicate version. It's like this very specific idea of like making the design slightly more. You even see that like on the straps of his overalls, it's got like you can see the hole where the button goes through. It's like little tiny details like that, where like little bits of more realism put into the design while actually not making the design realistic at all. It's just like drawing realistic details onto an equally cartoony design. And it really works. Like you have the contrast. It really sells that this is like a guy who is absolutely not Mario, who is just like basically cosplaying Mario to like show how much he hates Mario. It's especially shown by the fact that when he's in his spin-off games, he wears a completely different outfit, and he's not a Mario rip-off at all. And you just like emphasize how much he doesn't look like Mario at all once you just take the outfit off. He is just like any other guy, and the only thing they have in common is both having a mustache. Like, are they even the same species? Because like, is this guy like an alpha? Is he actually an alpha, or like a vampire or a genie or something? What is up with it with the pointy ears? Like, what is Wario's story? Have we ever learned who Wario was before he decided to randomly start cosplaying Mario to piss him off? Like, we learned apparently he's a biker. Could you imagine just being some random, like, biker gang member and just be like, oh, I'm really pissed off at that pleasant plumber who lives down the road. I'm gonna, like, change my entire aesthetic to be exactly like him, but slightly different. And just, like, spend, like, over a decade of my life, like, exclusively wearing that outfit. And then, like, when he comes back and starts wearing a biker outfit again, it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start a game development company. Like, the man has completely forgot that bikes exist. But like, yeah, like I was saying, like, that kind of specific Wah aesthetic, it's like, it's really cool and interesting how that also is present in Waluigi, but also, like, different. Like Wario is Mario, but shorter and slightly more realism on him. And then like Waluigi is Luigi, but like taller and more realism on him. And like Waluigi is like more than Wario is, and it's just like I like it. Like he's like further away from being Luigi's design. He is like just like you've doubled up on the wah, and you just have this like ambiguous wah energy, which just makes you more scrunkly. It's literally what it is. It's like the same as the word scrunkly in like nowadays memes, where you just have like some like overdrawn, scrimbly, ugly thing that's like ugly in a positive sense, and like that's exactly what it is. Like Wario is the predecessor of all scrunklies. Wario's War gene has always been the scrunklification beam. Spamton looks like a Wario for like an unseen type of Mario that doesn't exist. Wait, I guess he is literally that for the Addisons. Also, I really like I genuinely never noticed this until I've like really stopped to look at design. Like, I really like the blue eyeshadow around his eyes. Like, it's weird and interesting. Like, it seems to be like they've done it to make it look like deranged, bug out cartoon eyes, like that thing where you have like more lines drawn around the eyes to show it like they're really like straining their eyes, being all angry. But he's like that all the time, so I think it is just blue eyeshadow, and I find that interesting. He's wearing something cute, but in like a threatening way. It's just like ominously paints my eyes. Gets up in the morning every day, looks in the mirror, thinks about how much he hates Mario, and like puts on this evil makeup, anger makeup. He puts it on with like a really, really big brush to symbolise just how angry he is. Like he punches his own face with a brush. Smacks himself with a broom and just to make his face as fabulous enough for a nice, good, wholesome day of hating Mario. I think generally the only thing I don't like about Wario's design is like just his colour scheme. Because like gold and purple tend to go well, but I feel like the specific shades of gold and purple they picked here don't necessarily go well as good as other ones. Like, they picked a very mustard yellow and like the purple is kind of like very like bright like primary colour purple and like a bit like pinkish fuchsia, and I feel like they don't really go as well together as if it was like a more like on the blue edge of purple type purple, and then maybe a lighter yellow or like something like that. Or even if they just swapped it around, if it was like the hat and the upper shirt were purple and like the lower shirt was yellow. I'm not sure how that looks. Maybe I'll make an edit. Or maybe it's just that the shoes are green and they don't go together with the other two colours, so it's really like making it not flow together as well. I feel like maybe if the shoes were like blue because like his symbol is blue and his eyeliner are blue and it might go well. I don't know. But I do much prefer his weird, absolutely like nothing to do with anything biker outfit. It's like it's so like over the top and ridiculous. It really shows his personality more. I guess that's the point, because like in his original design he's not showing his own personality of how he dresses. It works really well in that sense. Like this looks good as an establishing design. You have an outfit which doesn't show his personality at all, and like literally everything else about his design shows he has a totally different personality and he doesn't suit this outfit. And I feel like it's good that he's like ascended on to like going on to better things and like had his own game franchise, and he gets to like not be the villain sometimes, and like sometimes he is still a villain, but he's like a more like funny, endearing villain and everything. It's good. I think it was a good decision to like change his outfit for his spin-off game. It also helps you like more clearly like tell apart like this is a Wario spin-off game, it's a Wario protagonist game, as opposed to like this is Wario in the main series as an antagonist. Anyway, in conclusion, 100% friend, 990% wah! Also, let's for no particular reason look at the cutest Wario animation on YouTube, by Louis Zong. I'm not going to show the whole thing because I wouldn't want to just like rip off someone else's hard work and show it on my channel, but I'm going to show you a little clip here and I will recommend, I'll put the link in the description of like where you can see this really adorable Wario. Wario. As someone who has never played the Mario games, this is like my entire mental image of Wario is based on how cute he is here. And also Vinesource Finny memes. And that has been the end of Friend or Farewell, the Black and Gold edition, by sheer coincidence.